Hey guys, Alorm here, and welcome to my Volibear basic guide, in which we will be covering masteries, runes, and skills of Volibear. Hopefully this will overall improve your Volibear play, and remember to stay tuned for part 2, in which we will cover other things. First, what does a Volibear do? Well, Volibear is a tanky DPS champion who should be focused more on being a tanky damage dealer rather than a full-on tank. Your goal in the game is to win out your lane, protect your carries, and jump the enemy carry. Volibear has a kit that makes him not easy to kite as other melee characters that don't have a gap closer, and his Q and E help you a lot when you're trying to chase an enemy carry, zoning them out of the fight with your ultimate and bite. Why play Volibear? Because he has a high damage execution, he has AoE slow, he has displacement, a great kit to match his playstyle, he destroys squishies, his effective build is pretty cheap, and he has an awesome dance. So my masteries are typically 21-9, and this is what I'd use in almost all situations. Volibear greatly benefits from their offensive tree, especially from the attack speed and armor penetration masteries. I put 9 in defense tree, so you give yourself extra armor, and against the champion auto attacks, and you get extra HP, which would help your bite overall. And a lot of people say, why would I go 21 offense as Volibear? Well, the reason I do this is because the way I play Volibear is a lot different than a lot of people play Volibear. I try to build Volibear a little bit more toward the damage side instead of just a full tank. And I like doing that because Volibear has a really good mid game and to killing squishies. And if you try and build him full tank, he won't have that kill potential he does in if he has built full tank. So going 21-9 helps your bite a lot because of the execution damage it gives and all the percent increased damage. The other way to go as Volibear is by going the 921 mastery page. I usually use this page if I'm facing a tough lane like Darius or Lee Sin, and you really need that extra tankiness to survive all their burst and everything that they do to stop your passive. So use the 921 page when you're not sure about the lane and you feel a little bit unsafe. Otherwise, use the 21-9 page. In this page, I bring attack speed marks, armor seals, MR glyphs, and armor penetration quintessences. This is my usual rune page when I play Volibear. The reason I use this page is because it helps out your damage with your R, with your attack speed, and it helps out your bite with the armor penetration. And this helps your early game out because sometimes Volibear's early game can be a little bit tough, although his lane phase is extremely effective when played correctly. A lot of people suggest using hybrid pin runes, but the only reason I run pure armor pin is purely because the W does physical damage and I'm trying to make that as effective as I can. Hybrid pin runes are really good, and I have to say that they're a completely viable option. But when I'm speaking about the extreme early game, armor penetration is the way to go. In this page, I bring armor penetration marks, armor seals, 6 armor glyphs, 3 scaling level magic resist glyphs, and 3 health quintessences. This page is for people that you are unsure about and that you feel like you're going to lose to. I build a lot of armor on this page, and I make sure to get a lot of health too, because when facing people that you can't beat like Darius and Lee Sin, you need to bring this page to keep you alive in lane phase, and that's the most important about the lane. You just need to survive. You don't really need to kill them, but as long as you keep farming and just survive the lane, they're not going to snowball, and you're going to be equal with them in team fights. Volibear's passive is Chosen of the Storm, and it is one of the best passives in the game in my opinion. It's extremely good, and it will save you almost every game. Every game you will have at least one time where your passive will be saving you, and whether it's from ignite damage or if it's just from a team fight. So this passive is extremely good in lane and in team fights because it's really good as a baiting tool. People will see you really low, below 30% of your maximum health, and this passive will heal you for 30% of your maximum health. And so while they're trying to focus down a really tanky Volibear, your whole team should be able to beat the enemy team while they're just hacking away at you while your passive is healing you up. It's also important to note that Spirit Fist is an extremely good combo with this passive because it helps you a lot with the regeneration. Volibear's Q is your initiating or escaping ability. While it doesn't benefit much as an escape, it's a really good initiate because it increases your movement speed by 45%, and that'll most likely make you faster than anyone on the enemy team. The skill is also good for getting objectives faster because you can use it on turrets to do an auto attack reset, and you can use it to get away after a final hit because you still get the movement speed no matter what you use it on. When making early trades with Volibear, be sure to use the auto attack reset to your advantage to get maximum damage. Volibear's W is by far his best skill and probably the reason why we all pick Volibear. Nomming on people is just too much fun. But the timing on this needs to be perfect in order to deal maximum damage. You don't want to overkill them because it wastes your time and they get more damage off on you. And you don't want to bite too early because it'll make the damage minimal and they might get away. You need to think about what your skills do and how much damage they do, your health, and their armor, so you can finish off a guaranteed kill. Typically the time to bite is when they're at 1/5 HP or so, unless they're tankier targets in which they need to be lower HP to finish off. If I aim a squishy carry on the enemy team, biting them at half HP isn't so bad if you have to help your teammates, but you need to use this skill wisely because it's a really long cooldown, and typically you'll only be able to use it once per team fight. Volibear's E is an AoE slow that is used to do damaging, escaping, and catching people. Attempting to use this in a group of people to maximize damage and slow everybody in the enemy team is really good to protect everyone on your team, especially your own carry. A good tip for this skill is that when you're trading early game with an enemy and they have a creep wave attacking you, this is very good for that because it fears all of them for 3 seconds, and this is especially good on people like Yorick because Yorick's schools are counted as minions and they're feared for the entire 3 seconds. The skill doesn't do that much damage, but the fact that it slows for a long time, or at least 2 seconds, and the minions and monsters are feared for 3 seconds, helps your trading a lot because while the enemy will be taking minion damage in a fight, you won't be. Volibear's ultimate is extremely good and it breaks hell in team fights, and you're going to destroy everyone that tries to fight you. Volibear with his ultimate is probably the best 1v1er in the entire game because of the amount of attack speed he gets from W and how much damage it does on hit. This is the reason why you build attack speed runes, because the more auto attacks you get off in your ult, the more damage you're going to do. With this ultimate active, and you try and 1v1 anyone, they're going to be taking an incredible amount of damage, and your W is going to be able to finish them off. And if you even get close to dying, your passive is going to help you heal up. But the important thing about this is don't waste time when you activate your ultimate. If you're going to activate your ultimate, go all in, because you don't want to waste this or else your 1v1 potential goes down significantly, because this is by far your best 1v1 skill. One small trick with your ultimate is if the enemy is getting away and you don't have ignite to get him from a range and you have your ultimate on, try and auto attack minions that are next to him so that the chain lightning will kill him, and hopefully he's low enough that it'll eventually do enough damage to kill him. Thanks for watching part 1 of my Volibear basic guide, and remember to stay tuned for my part 2 in which we will cover the rest of Volibear.